Hello everyone. Hello mom and dad. My name is posianadius bernike and my ID is 3321034. So today I want to present the results of my final project exam of poetry appreciation. So let's start. The question is analyze this poem on the side of intrinsic and extrinsic elements to elaborate the message from of this poem. So this is the poetry by Robert Frost and the title is Out. Out. I won't read all of them because the duration of the video is too long, so I only read the poetry. The bus snarled and rattled in the yard, and made dust and drops of lame stick of wood, sweet-scented stuff when the breeze blew across it, and from there dust that least eyes could count. 5 mountain ranges on behind the odor, under the sunset far into Vermont, and the saw snarled and rattled as it ran at its run line or had to bear alone, and nothing happened. Day was all but done. Call it a day. I wish they might have said to please the boy by giving him the half-half. The boy can't so much when saved the form work. So the next one is I'm going to explain about intrinsic element of this poetry. The first one is about theme of this poetry. The main theme is this of this poetry is get out, death, child labor, and the fragility of life are the main themes of this poem. The author of the problem of observing child labor in this short poem even though the boy was doing the man's chores, he was still incarnate child. The ending of the poem is heartless, shocking, and cruel. Next, about the symbol of this poetry. Symbol, the sign is the most flattering example of a symbol. In this poem, out, a sign that seems to jump with its own life and then cut off the boy's hand can be seen as a symbol of fate. Next, about tone of this poetry. The poem's tone is outrightly tragic. It is written in memory, but the tone reminds us of a sad surprise where the speaker is unable to disguise the reality in which the boy lost his life. So suddenly the poem's tone is that of despair. Next one is figure of speech. Its personification is a style of language depiction where inanimate objects look like humans. The author uses personification many times in this poem. Example, by saw growling. The saw as if prophesying the son knows what dinner means, jumped into the boy's hand. No one refused the meeting. Next, about meter and rhyme of this poetry. The meter of this poetry is a blank verse poem, but it's a typical with prose. It does not follow the traditional iambic. pentameter, D-A down pattern. Metrically, it's a loose iambic poem, which flows much perfect when writing blank verse. Rhyme is written in a blank verse, which it means that it follows unrhymed iambic pentameter. Mood and meaning of this poetry. Out is researches a true life tale in which a boy loses his hand in an accident, the shock of which goes on to kill him. Sympathy is the dominant tone of the poem. Meaning, it's a poem based on a true story that happened to the son of one of Frost's friends. It tells of the untimely death of a young man, and in doing so it draws attention to the fragility of life and somewhat calls nature in which life must go on in the face of such an untimely death. It has many themes around death and how life goes after death. The point of view and imagery on this poem by Robert Frost is point of view is of the person is the third person. The narrator more than likely was near the events because he knew what happened. The imagery about this poem is used to create vivid scenes. There is visual imagery, like when he described the mountains, but there are other types of imagery, including when he tells of the smell of the wood. Next is about the message of this poetry. Overall, the message in the poem out is that life is a friendly thing and we as humans are helpless to face it. The poem also describes the indifference of nature and criticism of human greed. Out is that life is a fragile thing and we as humans are helpless to face it. The poems also describe the indifference of nature and criticism of human greed. The next one is I will explain about extrinsic element of this poetry. The first is about biography, autobiography. Robert Frost was born in San Francisco, but his family moved to Lawrence, Massachusetts in 1884 following his father's death. The move was actually a return for Frost's ancestors were originally New Englanders, and Frost became famous for his poetry engagement with New England locals, identities, and themes. Education. Frost's education at Lawrence High School, Dartmouth, and Harvard was based mainly on the classes. As example, the lines, imagery, and action in Frost's early poems, Bridges in 1915 and Will Graves 1920. Euripides, Page Hay. The moral value implied in this poem out is our attitude in facing a death, especially the death experienced by our loved ones. Setting. Out is a poem by American poet Robert Frost published in first 1916 collection Mountain Interval and based on a true incident that happened to Frost's friend's sons. poem is set in rural Vermont, where a young boy cutting wood with a bass saw is called in from super by his sister. The questions number 3 is create the poem with content with aspect. Choose two. So I choose metaphor and simile. So before I read this poem, this is a simile poem. I won't read all of them because the duration is too long, and because of this the ppt file cannot save. So let's start. In a world as vast as ocean expands, where dreams dance like a star in a cosmic trance, I found solace like a river flowing strength through the valleys of life. Their memories conflict. Love blossom tenderly like a rose in full bloom, with petals of passion spelling a glow as radiant as the sun, casting golden rays, embracing hearts with burn. In this gentle embrace, hope sprouted within like a seed taking root, defying darkness. It aimed for the sky's result like a phoenix reborn from ash of despair. This is the continue of the similar poem. A sword of wings of fate defying ensnare. Time's tiptoed softly, like a whisper in the night, leaving footprints of moment, both dark and bright, like an artist's breath. It paints life's grand display, with strokes of joy and sorrow in its subtle sway. And the last one is about metaphor poem. This is my metaphor poem. In the quiet forest in whispering breeze, whispering threads through the swaying trees, their leaves like hands dance in harmony as nature's orchestra played a symphony. A river flowed, a ribbon of silver, its current a metaphorical deliver. Life's journey, meandering anti-wide, crying dreams on its timeless tide, the moon and lantern in the night, casting shadow, painting dreams so bright, a beacon of hope, a guiding light, a metaphor for love that shines so bright. The star like diamond, stream across the sky, its one story, a twinkle in the eye, to guide us through life's darkest hour, metaphor of dream with limited power. So let's embrace this metaphor defined in its beauty in every line. For life, it's metaphorical art, a type of dream, movement, and masterpiece in our heart. Hello, I am Posiana. Thank you. Sorry there are misplaced words or deficiencies in my presentation. Please understand me because I am an ordinary human. I'm still human being who cannot be separated from mistakes and sins. From my poetry subject lecture, Mom and Dang. Thank you very much for your attention. Hope you can watch my presentation. Thank you very much, Mom.